Reclaimed, The Fall of Utopia. Chapter 9, The Return and the Revelation. The journey back to Utopia was tense. The exiles were anxious, and the rescue team remained vigilant, scanning their surroundings for any signs of enforcement officers. The city was still in chaos from Finn's ongoing disruptions, but they knew it was only a matter of time before the authorities regained control. As they neared the city's outskirts, Aria reached out to Finn. Their encrypted communication line was lifeline to the chaos in the city. Finn, despite struggling with the system's countermeasures, offered reassurance. He was buying them as much time as he could. Finn's fingers flew over the keyboard, executing commands with a blend of precision and urgency. A sense of dread settled in his stomach. He knew the consequences of his actions would be severe. The weight of his decision bore down on him like a burden, yet he steeled himself, drawing upon ounce of resolve. In that moment, as lines of code filled his screen, Finn fully embraced his responsibility, aware that Utopia's fate hung in the balance of his digital storm. In his apartment, Finn was on edge. His codes were being countered faster, the system's response growing more aggressive. He had to step up his game. In a desperate moment, he did something unthinkable. He unleashed his most destructive code yet, a digital storm designed to wipe the city's data and plunge Utopia into darkness. Meanwhile, the rescue team managed to reach the underground network with the exiles. The sight of the exiles' return overwhelmed the rebellion members. The exiles, dazed and disoriented, were welcomed back, their return marking a significant victory for the rebellion. During the joyous reunion, Aria received an urgent message from Finn. His latest disruption had escalated the situation. The city's system was not just countering his codes, it was tracing them back to their source. He was exposed, and it was only a matter of time before the enforcement officers would be at his doorstep. Finn's exposure sent a wave of panic through the rebellion. Finn was their key asset, the brains behind their resistance. They couldn't afford to lose him. A rescue mission was quickly planned, with Nolan and a team of defectors venturing out to extract Finn before the authorities got to him. The rebellion, just moments after a victorious return, found itself embroiled in another rescue mission. As Finn waited in his apartment, surrounded by the hum of his computer and the encroaching threat of the enforcement officers, he couldn't shake the nagging feeling of uncertainty. Doubt crept into his mind, questioning whether his actions were truly worth the cost. But amidst the chaos and fear, a spark of determination ignited within him. He knew that even if his stand against the authorities was futile, he had to make an attempt. For him, for the rebellion, for hope of a better future. The atmosphere in Finn's apartment grew increasingly tense. With each passing moment, the enforcement officers drew nearer. As he awaited the rescue team, Finn resolved to take a stand. He would use his expertise and codes one final time to fend off the enforcement officers, determined to hold them back until help arrived. This was his last chance to fight for freedom. In the underground network, Aria felt a surge of anxiety. The rescue team was out there, trying to bring Finn back, but time was slipping away. The tension hung thick in the air. As she waited, Aria reflected on the cost of their rebellion and the sacrifices made for their cause. Meanwhile, Director Voss, tracking disturbances linked to Finn, guided the enforcement officers toward the apartment, determined to quell the rebellion and restore order in Utopia. The revelation of Finn's role in the disruptions was a shock, but it only fueled his determination. The rescue team arrived just in time. As the enforcement officers closed in on Finn's apartment, Nolan and his team managed to extract Finn, but not before Finn had unleashed one last disruption, a digital firestorm that wiped significant data from the city system, causing a temporary blackout. As the chaos faded following Finn's rescue, Aria wrestled with mixed feelings. Relief flooded her knowing he was safe, yet guilt lingered, gnawing at her conscience. She felt torn between joy for his safety and the weight of her own choices. The echoes of the past haunted her. She couldn't shake the feeling that their actions, though necessary for their cause, had brought about untold suffering to innocent citizens caught in the crossfire of their rebellion. With a heavy heart, she knew that their fight for Utopia's freedom would demand even greater sacrifices in the days to come. Finn's successful extraction plunged Utopia into darkness. The rebellion had managed to save one of their own, their victory marred only by the revelation of Finn's role in the chaos. Director Voss was left in the darkened city, his authority challenged, his pursuit of the rebellion more determined than ever. The return of the exiles, Finn's daring rescue, and Utopia's descent into darkness significantly altered the balance of power, marking a pivotal moment in the unfolding conflict. These events reshaped alliances and ignited tensions that would change everything. The rebellion was gaining momentum, their resistance against the authority becoming increasingly daring. However, the journey to reclaim Utopia remained filled with obstacles. The ultimate confrontation loomed on the horizon, with the destiny of Utopia resting precariously in the balance, ready to unfold in a climactic struggle for freedom and justice.